Help support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code Blueberry004. That's BLUBRRY004.
Alante here with PLUGHITZ Live, a part of the Tech Podcast Network. I am here with Chris at the Roland booth, and we are here to talk about the AeroCaster. Can you tell me what is so wonderful about this product here?
Yeah, the AeroCaster is incorporating the best of software and hardware for live streaming, switching, creating content. Its power really lies in the cameras. So instead of using oftentimes expensive, costly, and large HDMI-based cameras, we are leveraging the size and power of mobile cell phones today. So each of these cameras that you sort of see here behind us, there are 4 of them, they are all connected back to our iPad wirelessly. So there are no wires involved in connecting them back to our switcher application. The AeroCaster consists of a couple of parts. One is the AeroCaster hardware, which we call the controller. This is a tactical switcher, so very traditional, go to camera 1, go to camera 2, and an audio mixer built into one. Second component is an iPad running the software version of the switcher. So the hardware is connected to the software. And then the third component of the system is the phone or the camera.
Okay, good. So this is a huge emphasis on mobile, obviously, and a huge emphasis on wireless connectivity, right? Now, with the cameras, does it have to be dedicated to cell phones, or can it be connected to some of like the wireless cameras that we see out in the market right now?
Yeah, right now it is the phones they have to be mobile devices, either running iOS or Android.
Okay, understood. So it is pretty much within the mobile phone atmosphere.
Yeah, or your tablet.
Yeah.
But I think the majority would be the phones, because the camera systems in mobile phones are very high quality today.
Sure, understood. So looking at the device itself, it seems like it's kind of cutting out the bells and whistles, or not bells and whistles, cutting out the fluff, for the most part, and it's keeping it straight down to exactly what you need when you're on the road, right?
Yeah, very simple to use. I have a case where I pack the whole system in my backpack, and I carry a case with lights, and I can drop anywhere and produce a podcast or a video podcast.
That's fantastic. I mean, thinking about all of the equipment that we normally carry around with us when we do big productions or even our mini productions, we carry around a lot of equipment. I think today or this year for CES, this is the least amount of equipment that we brought with us, but it was still several suitcases. Yeah. So seeing something like this is it's pretty refreshing. So let me ask you this. Sorry, I okay. Almost moved too fast. Let me ask you this. Is this brand new to the market right now?
It is not. We launched it at CES last year, but of course, due to COVID, many organizations and companies backed out of CES. We did that as well. So this product has been on the market for about a year. We thought it was a good opportunity to showcase it this year again, so we brought it back.
Sure. I mean, not a bad idea. Anything that kind of wasn't showcased on CES was swept under the rug a little bit, right? But I'm glad that you guys decided to bring it back here, put it on showcase, so we can see what it's about. And you guys had an interesting partnership that came along with it last year, right?
Yeah, we did. So this year we're showing it in sort of a podcast application. It's very practical for us because we have gamers and influencers and various content creators coming through our booth this year, and we're actually using it to produce content for them and for us. But last year we had a partnership with the Lego content creator where we were bringing in a Lego guy named Boone Langston, and he was coming into our booth, and we had multiple cameras set up. We were going to do multiple cameras in his space, and he was going to build live for us in our booth our famous TR-808 drum machine out of Lego, and we had a camera above it looking down on his build table. We had a couple of cameras close-ups and wide shots, and it was going to be really cool. Also a really cool application. So even content creators, we're doing podcasting here, but just content creation in general. If you're doing something with your hands, you're making makers and crafters like on Twitch, or anything you're doing with your hands, it could be a multi-camera, introduce a multi-camera experience.
I think it's a relevant story because it definitely shows that the applications for a lot of this stuff can range. It can vary quite a bit. Not just the content creators of today, but anybody who's kind of we do a lot of robotics competitions, and we have Lego competitions as well with our CEO, and these kinds of things are extremely relevant for. We have setups very similar to this. So I hope our listeners are understanding that it's not just the streamers out there. If you're putting on shows and you need multiple angles and you're trying to showcase many different things, something like this is very applicable.
Yeah, we know that the majority of content creation streams are single camera, right? And that's all well and good, it's fine for what it usually is. But we also know that research tells us that when you introduce multiple cameras, you keep your viewer engaged longer because you're providing interesting visuals. And so this is in many cases owning 2, 3, 4. Professional DSLRs or $3,000 cameras isn't easy to incorporate. So there's a reason they do one, right? Because they're relatively low cost. So incorporating cell phones in their mobility and relatively low cost of entry into them, or you might have them laying around. You got your friends who come over. Like another interesting use case that we've been looking around is tabletop gaming. And as we're getting out of COVID and Dungeons and Dragons, and people are coming back to garages and living rooms and having fun as family and friends, and they want to stream to their Twitch channel, everybody's bringing a phone with them, right? And so now everybody brings their phone, and you connect it up, and you can have fun playing your table game, and you stream it out to your channel to share. So there's very interesting, and it's super engaging versus a single camera, which is again we know is the majority of streams.
Sure. So what's the kind of maximum we're looking at? Is it a max of 4 cameras? Is it a max of like 1 microphone, 2 microphones? Like what all can you do with this with the device and the application in tandem?
Yeah, so as it exists today, it's 4, what we'll call 4 sources for the sake of this conversation. And that's basically because we have 4 buttons to switch 4 devices. Now those devices can be, as we're mostly talking about cameras in this application. That's probably the majority of what it will be. But we also have the ability to wirelessly share laptop screens, for example, using Google Chrome. So there's a process that we go through where we connect your launch Google Chrome, and you can share that laptop's browser. You can also share its screen, and you can stream that wirelessly back to the AeroCaster, and that laptop can become one of the 4 sources. So you could do 2 cameras, 2 laptops, 3 cameras, 1 laptop. So there's some flexibility outside of cameras.
That's very interesting. I like the sound of this. Again, I think it is very relevant in a lot of these spaces in this day and age. So thank you very much for giving me all of that information. We know that it has been on the market for a year now. But how much does it retail for?
Yep, $269.
Awesome. And where can we get them from normally?
All the favorite channels. So Amazon, Sweetwater, Adorama, all the usual content creator spaces.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Chris, for your time. This has been great, very informative, and thank you, our audience, for tuning in for all of this coverage and more of CES 2023. Please stay tuned to PLUGHITZlive.com/CES.